It is a Cope Thursday, apparently. Let's go back to the chat. Yeah, we have more here from Terrence in the chat. Everybody seems to forget we needed a big man and thought Bagley was the guy coming out of Duke. Nobody ever wants to bring that up. Kind of the truth. No, not acceptable, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're that bad of a team and you're picking that high, this is a prime example. And I love Vlade, and I'll always love Vlade. It's a prime example of what not to do. You go for best player available. You do not go for fit. And Vlade openly admitted. This was the argument we had before the draft when Brandon Williams was in his ear about this. Dude, he's not the best player available. Absolutely. This was best fit. He wanted a guy that was going to fit with Fox and be his Stockton and Malone for the next 10 years. I get it. That's not how you do that.
Yeah, it wasn't the case. This wasn't the way it was set up. But if Bagley was a free agent, that's the kind of signing.
Yes.
Free agency's for fit.
Yes.
Draft is 100% best player.
Abso-freaking.
You have the best point guard in the league, and you have a point guard ready to go. At your pick. You take him. You figure it out later.
We need a siren, by the way.
Was he really a good asset, though?
Who?
Didn't even get any draft picks for his trade.
Who, Bagley? Was Bagley a good asset?
No.
Was who a good asset?
Luka.
Oh. I personally, I believe that Fox and Luka could have worked.
Sure.
I don't know that they would have won a title. Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's
trade would have been good after that at whatever what it was.
That was maybe, and no, I'm not trying to relitigate this. But it's nuance. Like, it's not like Luka Doncic was a 6'4" point guard either. Like, you could have played him at the 3. You could have played him at the 2.
Okay, just to have, we're here, just to have fun with this, let's just say, and it's really impossible to separate the situation. Okay, we always say Luka, and then we say Shea may be the best player in the draft. What if they took Jaren Jackson Jr. on the same premise of we have a point guard, Jaren Jackson Jr. has been better than Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would have been.
So,
it still could have been the wrong pick.
No, but
it would have been a better result.
It's interesting that you bring that up because the only difference between picking Jaren Jackson Jr. and Marvin Bagley is that Jaren Jackson Jr. has had a good career.
Yeah.
It's the same concept, though, that is flawed to me. It would have worked.
It would have looked better.
It would have looked better, but unless they truly thought Jaren Jackson was the best player available and they didn't, then I can deal with it. If the best player available also happens to hit a fit of yours, then that's awesome. Then good. But they thought Luka was the best player available. It was the peripherals. It was his fit with Fox, him being a big market guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
And there's still other things that have not come out about that as well, as far as reasonings as to why they didn't pick Luka. It's very, very frustrating.
And wasn't that the same draft that they were also really high on Porter Jr.?
We were talking about that yesterday. Had Porter Jr. not had the back injury, they would have taken. He was number 1 on their board. He was number 1 on their board without the back stuff, but he went 14. They weren't going to stretch that high to grab him. And I think I don't know this for sure. I can't remember. I think they did try to break into the teens to try to. Was it Denver? I think. Yeah. I think they tried to grab that pick to grab Porter Jr. But it just wasn't happening. Either way, that's what happens when you don't take best player available and you look for fit. And through. I've often said that I get why De'Aaron Fox left. He won. He got the bag. He is going to probably win titles with the Spurs, and he's in the playoffs right now. We'll see.
Maybe the Bucks, according to Chris.
Sure. But the thing that I hate the most about De'Aaron Fox has very little to do with De'Aaron Fox, the human being. De'Aaron Fox, when it's all said and done, we talk about how Billy Owens is
like an instigator to a lot of
the most important player in Kings history in some aspects. De'Aaron Fox may also be the most destructive. Well, Vlade Divac would be the most destructive player through. Again, if we're doing these categories, because you got the tip to Ori, which again was the right play, and then you have the Luka and that whole thing. But De'Aaron Fox's presence prevented us from drafting Luka Doncic and also led to us trading Tyrese Halliburton. not his fault necessarily.
And then trading him and not getting
and
as
that's
much
the worst part is when you finally do move on. I mean, when the ballad of the Shakespearean tragedy of the Sacramento Kings, that's going to have its own chapter. And then in the end, after you hold on to Fox instead of drafting Luka, and then after you hold on to Fox and trade Halliburton, then you finally do trade De'Aaron Fox for a top 5 most immovable contract that is hamstringing this team for years. Like, just why we were talking about the Cavs. Why did you guys do that?
Surprised.
Number 3.
Are we going to talk about the 0-2 series now?
I'm wearing the shirt.
I got thoughts.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Yesterday, a writer floated an Embiid for Sabonis trade idea. How silly is it going to get for the Kings this summer?
Oh, my God. It's going to get so silly. And people.
How silly will it be?
So silly that it will make Airplane and the Naked Gun look like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say shit.
That is silly.
I was almost going to, but I was like, it's what, Chris?
I said that is silly.
Yeah, it is silly. It's going to get really silly. The most fun part is that we talked about it on the air a little bit yesterday, and then I tweeted something, quote tweeted the article. I was like, this would make absolute.
Oh, you didn't say I'd do it.
God, no. The Giddy thing, sure. This one, no. And I actually had a dream last night that I was yelling at Scott Perry on the radio because he did that move. I think that, first off, it's not going to happen. Secondly, I think that move would actually break me. It would break me in two. I wouldn't. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to do the follow-up interview. I wouldn't. Either I would have to just let you do it.
If you're broken in two, no way.
Yeah, then, like the kid, what's the movie? Not another teen movie?
Marty.
Yeah, Marty.
Got chopped in half.
Anyways, it would be the dumbest thing. But the best part was my timeline being filled with Sixer fans really upset that I would have the audacity as a Kings fan to not want Joel Embiid. And really the underlier there is, guys, if he's so good and I'm so dumb, why do you want to trade him? Right. And there's a reason why. That is, Joel Embiid's contract makes Zach LaVine's contract look like A.J. Mitchell's contract. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, carry the one. Yeah. It's the worst. I like Joel. I liked him a lot more before Harden, but I like Joel Embiid. I really do. And I was kind of hoping he'd fall to the Kings back in that draft, injuries and all. But the fact of the matter is that dude is owed a buttload of money for 3 more years, and he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, the fact that I think it's pretty well known that they'd like to change the roster, get younger, free up some money. And then pair that all with the history of the team. I think you could write any article right now and put the Kings in it. And it would get a click because whatever you would reference as the most ridiculous trade or even just a trade idea, it's like, yeah, you can lump the Kings in there. And people are like, Sacramento might do it. That's the lot we have. That's the world we're in. And so I think it will continue and remain to be silly.
It's going to, especially with, as you said, everyone knows what we want to do. And then I think there's also, let's just be honest and make sure that we're aware. We know the score. The rest of the NBA looks at the Kings and they're like, well, they're the dumbest team in the league. They're going to do the dumbest thing, so let's throw the dumbest stuff at them. Like, for example, we're talking about, I always have to kind of hold back a little bit because when somebody floats the whole, like, Embiid idea, right? They're like, oh, yeah, about Embiid for Sabonis. And I'm like, don't be an idiot. But I can go back to a year ago, 2 years ago. I guarantee you I can find plenty, more than a few. I'm like, well, I wonder if the Kings do LaVine for Fox. And we did.
Yeah.
So it's also, there's a part where it's like, well, let's see, the allure of a big superstar, shaking the tree a little bit. It's not going to happen, but if somebody said, would you bet your life? No, I would not bet my life. Not on anything having to do with this team and that type of stuff, because we have recent history. Not like that happened once.
Right.
We have like recent history.
We have the scars to show it.
Yeah. No, Jason, I would like to correct you on that.
Yeah.
because us having the scars means that we got cut and then it's scabbed and then it's scarred over time.
We never recovered.
I think we're still. I think at
open
minimum,
wounds.
I think we're in early scab phase where it's like not flaking off yet, but you are still rubbing like Neosporin on it
with a chance of infection.
We're going down that. We're getting away from that, but we still have to put Neosporin on it every day. We're not at the point where like the scab is there, but you're picking at it and flicking scab off. But we're not open wound.
Okay.
But we're definitely not scars.
We need time.
We need time to heal.